The Black History Adventures of Rose and Rodney is almost here, but they need your help.
Rose, ask Mom if we can go to the movies today.
To make it a reality.
Why do I have to ask? You're the one who loves movies.
Head to fundblackfounders.com/playbblackwallstreet to support today.
Oh, come on, sis. You know you're her favorite.
And make sure you follow us on social media at PlayBlackWallStreet. And now, back to the show.
Welcome, beautiful people, scholars, melanated geniuses all across the world. My name is Devon Travell, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, and author of the Black History Adventures of Rose and Rodney. Thank y'all so much for the support, the affirmations, whether you donated, you shared, you liked this video, whatever you did, we appreciate y'all's support. Now, the Fund Black Founders portion of the campaign is over, but if you would like to support monetarily, you can still head to playblackwallstreet.com, get yourself a board game, get yourself a t-shirt, anything like that. All funds will be going towards this project. Now, if this is your first time engaging with the brand Play Black Wall Street, what we're all about is teaching the legacy, uplifting the legacy of Tulsa Black Wall Street. We started off by creating Black Wall Street, the board game, in 2017. And now our next project, our next mission is to create an animated series based on Rose and her little brother, Rodney, who travel back in time to experience Greenwood for themselves. In addition to the animated series, we're also creating some dope flashcards, and I'm very excited to bring back a partner of Play Black Wall Street, an artist of Play Black Wall Street who helped support the Masterpiece edition of Black Wall Street, the board game. And he's come back to create some beautiful, one-of-a-kind flashcards. Y'all know we can't just do regular flashcards, right? There's tons of flashcards out there on the market. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to really take our time, partner with some folks, and figure out how can we create some flashcards that, again, uplift the legacy of Tulsa Black Wall Street and our art pieces in themselves. So I want to welcome museum featured brother Sharard X to the stage. What's going on, King?
What's going on? Peace and blessings, brother. Good to see you again.
Always a blessing. Glad to have you back, man. And you know, we were chopping up a little bit before we went live. You popping right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. Every time I see you on social media, right? I see your painting somewhere else. I see someone else being featured. I see another museum. So first off, before we go down the line of the pedigree, just how you feeling in being you and your work gaining that notoriety?
I ain't gonna lie, man. It's surreal. Like, I feel like anybody who has something that they do or something that they put their 10,000 hours into can relate to some of, like, maybe a pinch of what I'm feeling. And I say that strictly because there's a lot of prayer, a lot of man hours just sitting down getting better at my craft and getting confident in it, and then even more hours going into research and making sure my pitch, my proposal, my art piece, or whatever I was doing, looked as professional as, I wanted them to pay for it or wanted them to value me at. So it's just, it feels amazing. Excuse me.
Oh, you good. You've been doing your thing. So whatever you're able to share, right? So what are some of the museum features? What are some of the highlights that have been popping off these past maybe 2 years for you as an artist?
Last year, I was selected for a jury competition for City Hall in Tallahassee. And like the first week it was featured, it was selected by the conference team of the mayor of Tallahassee, John Daly, to be in his conference room. So it's been on display there since April last year. I'm still in there. And then just this past, it was last month, because we're still in Black History Month. The City Hall in Orlando, I had another piece I actually had two pieces, but I was only able to put one of them in for the opening night because the other piece was selected for another exhibition at the same time for Black History Month. So I was just happy to be, amidst so many other great artists and have my work featured. And it's this is what I do for real. Like I go home and I practice this and I get better at it. Never went to school, self-taught. So, I really take pride in my work. But just those 2 City Hall features alone was enough for me to just kind of say, okay, these are government officials. These are buildings. These are public buildings. So if I can get my art here, again, I mean, I feel like it's reoccurring every time we talk. But honestly, and I mean, no interview, anything. It really started with the call to artists for Play Black Wall Street, because I felt like I was getting my art on a professional, like national level. I mean, when Master P did a review, I was telling all my friends, like, man, Master P gave us 9 out of 10. I'm gonna get the game. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I was one of your biggest advocates because I know like I'm a part of something that made me feel like I can tell you, hey, I'm so proud of everything I do. The first thing I tell people, I'm partnering with a Black-owned business 2 times over. So it's surreal.
Yeah, it's love. And I think, I don't know, there's a negative stereotype that Black men don't support each other, that Black men can't work together. And I just love the ability to be able to work with you and other folks in dispelling that, right? You can be an excellent artist in your craft. I can't paint worth nothing. I can't draw worth nothing, but I can make some games, right? So to be able to work together to uplift each other's talent and just reach more people is what we need to hopefully do more of. So I'm glad we were able to tap in for the Masterpiece Edition and then keep this working, keep this relationship going, bro. So appreciate you, King.
I appreciate you, man.
I know another exciting thing that happened. I don't know if you're allowed to share it, but it was a little bit something for the culture. And it wasn't like big highbrow placement, but I feel like you ask anybody in the community, they would be like, ooh, that's dope. Are you allowed to share that?
About Urban?
Ooh, I wasn't even talking about that one. I was talking about South.
Yeah. So I was and that's crazy. That's one of those. I think that's why everything is so surreal. Because when I first started painting, February 2020, it's been 3 years now. I like painting. I was a huge fan of the 85 South Show, and that was the year that I think they hosted the BET Awards, and they did it the next year. So some of my first like sketches was of them, all 3 of them, and I was trying to just capture what I felt like as a fan, like they would want to see. And the first one, I did not like. Somebody had on a Santa Claus hat. Somebody had on like an Esco. Like I didn't, but you could see their faces, and it was probably like maybe like a month or 2 after I posted it. My sister was like, Sharard, you need to go check Carlos' story. Go check Carlos' story. So he reposted this. I wish I had it out. It ain't too far around, but it was he reposted it. I'm like, man, if Carlos repost this nonsense, I think I can do it. And from there, I think I made like 3 more paintings, all with the 85 South Show. And I had this art show had invited me out in Atlanta. I mean, there's plenty of art shows, but they have re-invited me out for a couple years in a row. And the second year, one of their producers walked up to my stand and was like, man, I can get this on their wall, bro. I just can I take it? And I'm like, you got to show me some credentials now. You sound good. Show me your badge.
Right.
But he did
just walk up and say that, right?
Yeah, especially in Atlanta, and I ain't from there. So, but it was, man, he was legit. And that was in July. It was July because it's always like a week before my birthday-ish. I always go to Atlanta for the show. And the first time it appeared was Thanksgiving. They had the Thanksgiving show, and I remember Nav Green. They had like the whole cast. But I seen it, and I'm like, I'm wiping the screen. I'm like, man, that's me. But I ain't know how to announce it because I'm like, I can see it, but now I need to make sure it's kind of. And then even like I had just randomly tweeted, I was like, hey, I got my art on 85 South Show wall, just so y'all know. And Carlos liked it, and the show. I'm like, man, it's just a blessing. So yeah, definitely having a piece on the wall was something to kind of. I'm working.
Oh yeah, nonstop. You got the official stuff in the city hall and the museums, and then just like the cultural head nods from folks. Bobby being on the 85 South Show, that's dope. Right? Congrats.
Yeah.
So I want to shift to talk about the Rose and Rodney project. Right. And I don't know, have you worked on a flashcard or educational project before?
Prior to this?
Yes, sir.
I've worked on educational projects, but not flashcards. This was out of the box.
Out of the box. Okay. That's what we try to do with Play Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? We try to shake things up a little bit. This is our first set of flashcards too. right? We've been thinking about doing flashcards for a minute, but I was like, I can't just do regular old white background, black text flashcards. They need to take it to the next level. So reached out to Brother Sharard, and we were able to come up with a nice little agreement, right? Nice little situation. So we were able to make this happen. So I wanna show a sneak peek of some of these beautiful flashcards. And if you don't mind just giving the narrative or the story, the artistic behind these things, we'll just do 3, right? We have, I think, over like 25, or maybe 30 different ones. All of them are going to be connected to financial literacy, and we're trying to connect them also to Black history at the same time, right? So Play Black Wall Street, that's what we're about, the intersection of Black history and financial literacy. So here's number 1. Bam. You can't talk about Black history, Black power. You can't talk about financial freedom without talking about this king right here. Break it down for us, Brother Sharard.
I mean, where do I start? This is the precedent of pretty much anybody who ever said Black power or they call themselves a nationalist or an extremist. I'm pretty sure that the person that you followed, their father was a Garveyite, and I say that because Malcolm X, his father was a Garveyite, and it's just, I don't even know where to begin with this man. Like, even in doing some of these cards, I learned more about him and doing my own research. Like, for his first newspaper, Madam C.J. Walker, the first Black woman millionaire in America, gave him money to get his newspaper started, to get the word out about Pan-Africanism. Like, he's just, and he was from Jamaica, so he's not even like, interstates, so he was, to be in, I guess now, especially with social media, to kind of see the difference in times when you see those pictures from 1960s, and it's like, man, my grandma was really living through that. Well, this was about 20, 30 years before that. And this man was walking around telling the people, we need to go back where we appreciate it. And he was serious about it. And he got, how hard it is to get somebody to do anything besides go to the club. He got the whole, the nation to come together and agree, you know what? He might not have a full plan, but he sounds too good to not listen to what he got to say and at least try to help him. And that's what people did. Even most notably, I found this out, my own research about Du Bois. W.E.B. Du Bois was very, very critical of Marcus Garvey because he didn't believe that he could really accomplish what he was setting out to do or what he was telling people to do. And even after he was jailed for tax evasion or whatever they got him, tax fraud or something like that, somebody's mail, W.E.B. Du Bois, when he first started NAACP, helped get Marcus Garvey out of jail when the United States tried to get him back to Jamaica. So it was this man. I mean, you're right. You can't talk about any part of Black history, especially in America, without bringing up Marcus Garvey. It's impossible.
Love it. Come on, an artist and a scholar. I love it. Let's go. Number 2 on the list. Right. This one. Take a little abstract, right? But talk us through what is in this scene, what's the motivation behind it, and what do you want scholars to be able to take away from this image?
I mean, honestly, you look good, you feel good. I don't never really go shopping without, putting something on. I ain't gotta be the best dressed, but I definitely I'm not finna, slides and joggers and a tank top, so you got your nice fit on. Maybe some shades, that's extra for me, but it's essentially just a customer out shopping. And if you notice, all the bags are different colors, so he kind of got a variety going on, just like the background. But I kind of see that more so as myself, if not my community, because these last couple of years, corporate partners and corporate America has really gone for the whole diversity and inclusion trend. And we are more than appreciative of it. We hope it just becomes a reality. But I'm glad that they have pushed that trend, because now you have kind of that somebody in the background like, yeah, but I support a Black business. And there's so many more people that are Black businesses now. It's like, yeah, I got my hat from over here. I get my products from over there. My mans do T-shirts, and then I get all my house art from my paint guy. But it's like knowing that you have these people in the community and this quality work versus going to Walmart and no offense to Walmart, I'm still looking for that deal. But going to Walmart and just somebody looking at you like you supposed to do their job for something that you're trying to buy. So It's just I don't want to get too down, but yeah, a customer supporting his community.
Yeah, I love it. And I love how I feel like supporting black businesses right now is cool.
Yeah, it's
Right.
a thing.
It is a thing right now, whether you're black or outside of the community. If you can support that, what's that purse company? Telfar, right? Everyone's rocking the Telfar purse, right? It's all cool. Everyone's rocking the African print Kente cloth.
Yep.
We got
Yep.
what's my man's shoes company? Sia somewhere in America. He got the dope black owned shoe company,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really cool right now. And I do love how you're putting this into the art, how you're feeling, how you like to, get dripped out when you go shopping. But at the end of the day, we need to make sure that this is more than just a trend, like you said. And I
Yeah.
think by putting it in the art, by putting it in the music, by putting it in the cartoons, it makes it a fabric of our culture. And then hopefully the younger kids are watching the adults do it. And then the cycle will repeat the next generation, not just for these 7 years.
Exactly. And I think people don't realize how much effect they have on the culture because you move the culture, or you push it forward or move it back by your actions. You're a part of the community that you were born into.
Facts.
So
Facts. We're gonna go into our last one, but if folks do want to get in contact with you, Brother Sharard, where can they go? Should they follow on Instagram? Should they go to the website? Where should we lead people?
yeah. So all social media, all platforms. My name is right here at the bottom. Sharard X art ART, and that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. My link tree is the same. Linktree.com/Sharard X art. Yep, right there, big.
Oh. There you go.
So please reach out. Commissions are open at the moment, but Juneteenth right around the corner, so you might want to get them in now, because we all about the diaspora over here. So I try to hit up all the you got Black History Month, Juneteenth, Kwanzaa. So we all three with it. But yes, Sharard X art on all social media platforms.
There it is. Make sure y'all tap in, support. And you dropped a good business gem right there. Like, the busy times of your calendar. Black History Month, Juneteenth, end of the year, Kwanzaa, right? So every business, every entrepreneur should know the flow of their business, and you should be prepared for that flow every time it comes. All right.
Yep.
Make sure y'all tap in to Sharard X art. Now, last one, possibly my favorite, because this is my favorite time period in history right now, right? Go ahead, talk to us about what's going down in this beautiful piece right here.
Man, that's New York. That's New York. I'm talking about that's where the stars are born, and it's like diving into history. It's like watching a good movie or something, or like, I don't know, Game of Thrones people that had to sit there and watch how many days and hours and weeks. Like, it's just so enlightening and enriching. Like, knowing, like, man, my auntie or my granddad or somebody I know, or somebody that looked like me was really like going against the grain and doing something great. They were so good at it. It didn't even matter that they was black. And that was a thing. It's still a thing, but it was really a thing back then. And they were so good that you couldn't be denied. Like, that's the Harlem Renaissance. So it's a beautiful scene of singing and music. You got the skyline in the background, and of course the signature Sharard X stained glass. It just kind of brings the image. Really, it really gives it depth. So now you have different layers, but just seeing black talent in one of the biggest, if not the biggest city in the world.
Love it. And I think my hypothesis back in like 2020 was we are entering into a new Harlem Renaissance in this time. I think we might have talked about this on our last interview for the masterpiece, actually. But I feel like this period of time of creativity, of black entrepreneurship, of us connecting globally on the internet, on Zoom, on podcasts, like, I think there's just so much more black creativity than we ever seen in the history of life, that this is, when we look back maybe 30 years from now, this could be like, dang, that was another
the new 90s.
The new 90s, for sure. So as we wrap up, can you give folks that are artists out there, right, whether they're painters, graphic artists, comedians, and anyone in the art field, a bit of advice what would you give them?
Definitely. You gotta stay true to your craft. Like if you hear repeating lines of advice, or you hear the people that you're looking up to keep saying the same thing, it's because that lesson took them so long, or they kept failing so many times that they want to ensure that you don't ever do that. And it sounds simple when they say it, get into your craft, spend your 10,000 hours and some, or market yourself, really do some research. But if you commit to yourself as much as you've committed to the significant other that you love the most, the sport that you played the most, the other skill set that you do besides creating, if you give that focus and that time to your whatever your focus and art set is at the time, I promise, I guarantee you will get the results you want, because you will no longer seek validation from other people. They'll come to you and say, man, I remember when you were, but that's different. And it's like, man, I've been doing this. This is the same thing I've been doing. It's like, no, this is different. It just has a touch about it. It's when you put the time in, it's like just like now, all these reels and TikToks, and you see people making stuff look like you could just do it. Like, man, I could do that. And then you pick up a brush, or you pick up a microphone, or you try to do the dance. And it's like, whoa, this, but it's like they make it look, they doing it and they face just. So it's like, but they practice. That's practice. That's confidence. I know it so well, I'm gonna make it look easy. And everybody has a skill set like that, but you've done it that much. So just transfer that skill set into your discipline. It's not gonna be easy, but after a while, it'll be like riding a bike.
There it is. And I can attest. I was with some students, and at the end of the class, they're like, "Hey, Mr. Travell, you gonna get sturdy with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it. It looks easy enough, bruh." That's not the dance for my knees. I was hurting, Sharard. I was hurting.
No, they set you up.
Yeah, they set me up bad. But appreciate that word of wisdom for folks. And I appreciate the partnership that we're building out here. Make sure again, y'all tap into Sharard X, go support on Instagram, on Twitter, and get your commissions in ASAP. And we will be releasing the flashcards coming soon, right? We got all the art pieces done now. So now we just got to go to production. So make sure y'all go to playblackwallstreet.com and tap in with us, get a board game, or join our mailing list so that you can know when the flashcards are ready. All right, we'll catch y'all next time.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for checking out our video. Make sure you like this video and of course subscribe to the Play Black Wall Street YouTube channel. After you do that, make sure you tell a friend, family member, auntie, sister, or even your postal worker about the Black History Adventures of Rose and Rodney coming soon. You can support today at funblackfounders.com/Play Black Wall Street. Thanks for the support, and we'll see you next time. Peace.